Here's a revised version of the story with a more human touch and without flags or timestamps. A divine voice stirred within me, though no ear could hear it. It was clearer and more powerful than any thunderstorm, calling out, "Leave your homeland and your father's house and go to the land I will show you." It wasn't a command I could ignore. It was a promise, a blessing. "I will make you into a great nation. I will bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. Through you, all the peoples on earth will be blessed." These words marked the beginning of my journey. I am Abraham, born Abram, in the Chaldean city of Ur, where the rivers Tigris and Euphrates nourished the land. My father, Terah, was a respected man in our polytheistic society, and our lives were ordinary, ruled by the cycles of seasons and rituals. But this call was different, a divine awakening that set me on a path unlike any other. "I will make you into a great nation." Voice said again, "And you will be a blessing." How could someone like me, a mere mortal, be chosen for such a destiny? Yet at 75 years old, I found myself at the beginning of a journey that would change everything. Filled with hope and newfound faith, I obeyed the Lord. With my wife Sarai, my nephew Lot, and all our possessions, we set out for the land of Canaan. The journey was long and full of promise. We traveled northwest, passed through Haran, and finally reached Canaan, a land of fertile hills and valleys, inhabited by diverse peoples and cultures. Here I made my first camp and built an altar to the Lord, marking each place with faith and devotion. But the land soon tested our faith. Severe famine forced us to seek refuge in Egypt, despite the divine promise that guided us. As we approached Egypt, fear crept into my heart. Sarai's beauty was renowned, and I worried for our safety. So I devised a plan, telling the Egyptians she was my sister. This decision led us into a web of deception, but the Lord intervened, striking Pharaoh's household with plagues until the truth was revealed. Pharaoh, realizing the danger, returned Sarai to me and sent us away with more wealth than we had before. Back in Canaan, conflicts arose between Lot's herders and mine. The land could no longer support both our flocks, so we parted ways. Lot chose the fertile plains of the Jordan Valley, near Sodom, while I remained in Canaan. After Lot left, the Lord spoke to me again, reaffirming his promise to give me and my descendants all the land as far as the eye could see. Life continued, filled with challenges and divine encounters. The Lord appeared to me at the Oaks of Mamre, where 3 mysterious visitors brought unexpected news. "By this time next year," they said, "Sarah will have a son." Sarah, listening from the tent, laughed in disbelief. After all, we were old. But the Lord's promise was certain, and soon Isaac was born, bringing joy and fulfillment to our lives. Yet, even as we celebrated Isaac's birth, tension simmered within our family. Sarah, fearing for Isaac's inheritance, asked me to send Hagar and her son Ishmael away. With a heavy heart, I obeyed, trusting in God's assurance that Ishmael would also become a great nation. Years passed, and God tested me in a way that no father could ever imagine. He asked me to sacrifice Isaac, my beloved son. With a heart full of anguish yet unwavering faith, I prepared to do as the Lord commanded. But just as I raised the knife, a voice from heaven stopped me. A ram appeared, caught in a thicket, and I offered it in Isaac's place. The Lord provided, reaffirming his covenant and blessing me beyond measure. In time, Sarah passed away, leaving a void in my heart. I mourned her deeply and purchased a burial place, the cave of Machpelah, in the land of Canaan. This was the first piece of land I owned in the Promised Land, a place where our family would find rest. As I reflect on my journey, I see how every step was guided by faith, hope, and the promise of a future beyond my understanding. My story is not just about the land I traveled or the altars I built. It's about the faithfulness of God who called me from the familiar into the unknown and blessed me beyond my wildest dreams. This is the beginning of a story that echoes through the generations, a story of faith, promise, and divine purpose.